Kivano. Good morning, everyone. Greetings from Budapest, Hungary. It's currently 7:30 in the morning here. I'm getting ready to go to work, but I'm so excited to be able to hop onto the International TEFL Academy's Instagram and take over for the day. If you have any questions about my life here, I'm going to drop a box below. I will answer them after work, but today I can't be sharing pictures when I'm at work, but I will be definitely sharing more about my life in the afternoon when I get back. A little bit about me. I did my International TEFL Academy, or my International TEFL cert online around like 2 years ago, and I needed that in order to get the current job that I'm working at. But of course I can explain more about that later. But yeah, I really look forward to sharing with you my life here. And yeah, something important I forgot to share was my name. So I'm Nina Garcia. I am currently an ESL teacher in Budapest, Hungary, working in a Hungarian public school. And my current grade that I'm working with are second graders. And I'm having a blast with this age group. So if you have any questions regarding that, let me know. Later on, I will be sharing more about my expenses here, and I will show you my flat. So have a wonderful rest of the day wherever you are in the world. And yeah, send me questions. Can't wait to hear from you. Okay, so I'm off to work, and this is my daily commute. I have to catch an underground metro, and then I have to catch one bus that goes to my school. So it's quite cold today. I think this is one of the coolest days it's been. But yeah, I will show you more of my commute to work. So I just arrived to my workplace. It's 8:40, and it was really cold outside, as I mentioned in my previous videos. Alright, so now I'm at work, and this is my workspace, if you can see. This is my workspace, where I come to do all my work for prepping for classes and, yeah, hanging out with some of my colleagues. And here's one of my colleagues. She's great. And there's another colleague. And yeah, this is like my desk where I, prepare for lessons and classes. Here are like 2 pictures from my students. So I basically come to this place, this workspace, in between classes or if I'm prepping for classes. And yeah, this is like where the company teachers work here in this area. So there's a whole like row of desks, as you can see. So my schedule for today is I really have no breaks at work. I teach English, then I teach another English class, then I have math class where I teach English, of course immersed in math. And then I have music, and then I have a planning session, and I can talk to you more about that later in my stories. And then I have a tutorial where we are with a small group of children from our main class, and we just help them with English in any way we can, through worksheets, through more drilling. So here's a tour of the apartment, starting with the door, coat rack. Here's the kitchen. So this is how the kitchen looks. There's the fridge. And then In here is the dining room area. This is the dining room area. Here's the shower room, laundry, sink. This is like the living room area, and we have to hang our clothes on a drying rack. There's no dryer. Here's the window, the view. We have a really pretty view. So this is my room, and this is what was provided when they hired me with the company that I work for. This is the room. This is some green thing, I think, connected. So I have a question asking, why did I choose to go to Budapest? First of all, I never planned on coming to Budapest before I applied to this job here in Budapest. I was applying to jobs all over the world, and this one, since living here, I have traveled to France and the United Kingdom, and that was awesome, but that was before the third wave happened. So I haven't traveled since then, just because I wanted to wait and hope that the situation would get better with COVID, but I definitely want to travel more. Schedule is different every day from Monday through Friday. Some days I finish earlier, some days I finish a bit later. I'll post a picture after this story so that you can see how my schedule looks for my specific school. My schedule Monday through Friday really varies. It depends just what I'm teaching that day, and sometimes I'm privately tutoring after I finish the day at school, so my day varies. I would say the cost of groceries is not expensive, but clothes can be expensive here. I noticed that. Like if you're going to a H&M, for example, for clothes, it's quite expensive, but food it isn't. So I do have schooling beyond the International TEFL Academy cert. I got my master's in teaching English as a second language. I graduated in May of 2021. So it definitely does help you when you're looking for jobs. All right, so this question is, what amount of money do you need to save to come over here? I would say like 1,000 at least to 1,500 to get you started here. It will be very helpful. I'm teaching with a private company, not with CETP, so it's completely different. I chose Hungary because this was the European country that had teaching opportunities for ESL teachers. It wasn't that you had to have an EU citizenship or that you have to be living in the country. This was the easiest. It can be easy to make friends. It just depends on how you are and if you put yourself out there to meet people, make connections. It's very easy to travel. We're really located in the central part of Europe, so you can take a train or a plane to any. I'd love to teach in other countries, but right now I haven't found any other opportunities in other European countries. But I'd love to teach in France, for example, because I do know French, so that'd be really, really cool. Hard to say. I like both sides. I work on the Buddhist side, but I live on the Pest side. I can't really choose because they both have their own charm to them. And if you live here, you would learn that. So it really depends on you. I can't really choose a favorite. My advice would be come here with an open mind, and it's just a very diverse, international, vibrant place, way more international than I ever imagined, and just have patience with yourself coming here. It was a long journey for me finding my job, but I found it initially through Teach Away, and I can put a link here, but it was just one day I was applying to jobs and I came across this job in Budapest, and that's how I found this job. How the interview process worked, well, at first I got an email from the HR department and they were saying they wanted to interview me. I had one interview, then they called me back and they're like, we would like to interview a second time with the head of education from the company. And then the interview process was quite short and easy, and then once they hired me, I had to move to Hungary within less than 3 weeks, and I had to come early because I had to quarantine, but when I arrived here I didn't have to. So yeah, yes, you need a degree to teach here. You at least need your bachelor's, and at least with my company, your bachelor's does not have to be in education, but it would be better if your degree was in some type of education, but it doesn't have to be. So, yeah. Well, for me, what I love so far about, or most about the country is like my students and working with them on a daily basis and building relationships with them, teaching them. This has been one of my dreams, to come abroad and teach. And it's just been amazing. So I guess my students are the cutest. They like want to teach me Hungarian. They want to teach me about their culture. And that is definitely what I love so much, or what I love the most right now about living here. If you already have your TEFL, then you're pretty much set. I would say like go to these ESL websites such as Teachaway, as I mentioned in my previous story, where they like post jobs all over the world. I know Dave's ESL Cafe is another popular one, and just start applying. Yes, there are many COVID restrictions here. Actually, when I first moved here, there weren't as many. We didn't have to wear masks on public transport, but since November of 2021, we all have to wear masks on public transport, in restaurants, in the markets. So yeah, it's strict. For me, I can't really answer the part about getting a teaching credential because I didn't get a teaching credential. I got my master's in TESOL. For me, I feel like it was worth it. It was a lot of hard work, but I feel that did prepare me for what I'm doing now. I might have answered this in a previous story, I don't remember, but I kind of did stumble into this country. It wasn't my initial plan to come and move to Budapest, but I'm so glad I did because it's definitely helped shape who I am today, and I've definitely grown in the 6 months I've lived here. I chose Hungary because this is where the job opportunity opened up for me, and that's how I wound up here. With other European countries like Italy, France, Spain, you had to be either an EU citizen or already be working there because of COVID. Good night. I'm gonna stop here, but you're welcome to send me any messages or questions you may have about life in Hungary, teaching here, etc. So this is I'll drop my personal Instagram and also my teaching Instagram, where I share more about my life here in Budapest. I also have a YouTube channel, and the link is in the bio of my teaching Instagram, so make sure to go check that out. I share more about life here, what to do in Budapest, so definitely subscribe to my channel. And I've had so much fun sharing with you a little bit about my life here and a day in the life of my experience and time in Budapest. So thanks for joining, and bye!